Hello everybody and welcome to Readout Productions Hole in the Wall Media. As the apocalypse still raging outside, have no fear. We have plenty of resources. We got plenty of toilet paper. We've been eating it, eating Charmin Ultra Soft for the past few weeks. So we weren't supposed to be eating this, but I got a stockpile. Why was everybody stockpiling it if we weren't supposed to eat it? So we're gonna go through. This is basically a month's worth update. I bought a couple movies. I was in Walmart during the end of the world, during one of the panic buying sprees, and the video of it just did not come out. It was not worth posting, filming any media hunting videos right now. And we'll just talk about what I got once I get back. So we're gonna go through first actually with an unboxing, or an unwrapping actually. This comes from Historical Films, based out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Look at me fighting this tinfoil bubble wrap. Oh, here we go. Alright, so here we go. We have 3 titles to talk about here. First, we got The Battle of the Wilderness. Before we continue, Historical Films, are they officially or unofficially the main documentary filmmakers for the National Park Service when it comes to American Civil War battles in the Eastern Theater? That was a mouthful to take through. So if you visit Chancellorsville Battlefield, if you visit the Fredericksburg Battlefield, if you visit Antietam, I know they did Antietam. All the documentaries, the orientation films you see there, they were done by this group in the late 90s, early 2000s. I have a small stash of the movies downstairs. Maybe one of these days when I get all the historical films, we'll go through. One of these days, maybe I'll do an update video of all my documentaries. They're kept downstairs in the history room, not up here in the hole in the wall. I did not have a few of them. One of them was the Battle of the Wilderness. Now, the Wilderness Battlefield does not have a visitor center. The Wilderness, Spotsylvania Courthouse, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville are all part of the same Park Service unit. They only have 2 visitor centers for Chancellorsville and Fredericksburg. I don't know if this shows at Chancellorsville. I don't think it does. So it might just be an independent documentary with historians James I. Robertson Jr. and Gordon C. Ray, David Finney, and John Heiser. Feature-length documentary on the beginning of the end of the American Civil War, the 2-day engagement in the wilderness in central Virginia, featuring authentic battle scenes and other things. So, very excited to give this a watch. I think it's their longest documentary. It's over an hour long. I think this one's will be pretty interesting. Next up, we got Saving the Battle of Gettysburg Cyclorama, the amazing story of the observation of the Battle of Gettysburg Cyclorama. And this goes into a bit of the history of the cyclorama. It's one of the few surviving cyclorama paintings still in existence in the United States, pertaining to the American Civil War at least. There's the Gettysburg one, there's the one in Atlanta, and I think there's another one somewhere. There are 2 copies of the Gettysburg cyclorama still surviving. One's on display at the Gettysburg Visitor Center, which you can't visit right now because the world decided to end. And the other one, I think, is like in somebody's barn. I know there's a second one like in some private collection, which is pretty interesting. So this is going to go into the history of the renovation of the cyclorama. They actually had a building where Pickett's charge occurred, housing the cyclorama, and it was there for about 50 years. They ultimately tore it down, took the cyclorama out, restored the painting, and now it's in the rotunda in the visitor center today. And this one, I don't remember ordering this. Well, there's no order slip, so is it a bonus? Well, I'm going to say this is a bonus feature. It's mine now. This is Soldiers All by Chris Evans and Silas Gator. It's their first, and as far as I'm aware, their only feature-length film that the Historical Films has ever done. And it's about 2 soldiers that meet at the start and at the end of the war. Now we're going to move on to what I purchased from various stores throughout the month, starting with my $1 general pickup, How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, I should have got this on Blu-ray. It was only $3, and I haven't had it in my collection yet, so this is going to be a placeholder till I can get it on Blu-ray, because this is one of the movies you have to have it in Blu-ray to really experience it. And I remember, I'm one of the people that are more just buy it as cheap as you can on DVD, it'll work. But yeah, you need to get this one ideally on Blu-ray. I don't think I have to say much about this film. Now, when I went to buy it, it's very interesting. You know how you get apparently you have to show your ID for like rated R features. Well, apparently, at least with Dollar General, you have to get an age. It's like age locked. Like if you purchase anything on a particular format. So for whatever reason, I actually had to like get my ID out just to buy this, even though it's rated PG. The PG, big deal there. So I don't know what that's all about. Moving on to Wally World, we got Overlord. This was for $5. It was on one of the. If you know right, my Wally World right now, you have 2 shelves of DVDs and then the end caps, and on the side one of the end caps was Overlord. This is produced by J.J. Abrams and is a World War II horror film, which really I think goes for a modern day B movie aesthetic. I remember seeing the trailers for it, wanted to go see it, then forgot it existed, and saw it for $5. Why not? I think it's about Nazi experiments creating zombies. So yes, Nazi zombies. Not Call of Duty Nazi zombies. So we're gonna give that a watch sometime. I took the risk of diving into the $3.74 bin, which right now probably not a good idea to go into. So if something happens to me in the next few weeks, to blame The Secret of Nimh, which is a Don Bluth production. It's his most famous film. I watched this once in first grade. I don't remember why we watched it. I don't remember much even about it, other than I remember when I started seeing people talking about it years later how great of a movie it was. I remember, oh yeah, I have saw it at some point. Don't remember much else. Don Bluth, in my opinion, is the John Carpenter of the animation industry. That's the best way I've described him to my friends. I have seen The Land Before Time. I have seen An American Tail. I think I saw Anastasia. I don't know. I'm not really into the princess stuff at the time when I was little, so I probably didn't bother watching it. I know about it. So yeah, Don Bluth, I don't think I need to have much of an introduction. But I call him the John Carpenter of animation. So I'm happy to get this on Blu-ray and finally give it a watch. The Current War. This movie took forever to get out to theaters. I was so hyped when I first heard it. This was one of my favorite history topics. The battle between AC Current and DC Current, not the band AC/DC. Starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael Shannon, Nicholas Hoult, and Tom Holland. They slapped Tom Holland's name on because from the time they made this to the time this came out, Tom Holland became very famous with all the Marvel movies. This first come out in 2017. I think everybody knows what happened with it. The Harvey Weinstein scandal occurred, and then this just got shelved for a couple years until I think it was 101 Studios picked it up for release. So finally it came out last year, 2019. A director's cut. The original version wasn't really liked for its few film festival showings. Got a director's cut. That's what was re-released in 2019. That's what we got on DVD. I wanted to get this on Blu-ray ideally. Actually, I have seen this already, and I'm going to save it to do a review another time. I wanted to get this on Blu-ray. This is all they had at Walmart. And to be honest, it wasn't a movie that I desired. It wasn't something worthy of being a Blu-ray. I could watch it on DVD with no problem. Although there's some special effects that maybe deserve to see it on Blu-ray. So if I ever see it on Blu-ray in the future, I'll upgrade. But I'm satisfied having it. Plus, I get the precious slipcover. Look at the precious slipcover. These pieces of cardboard are more valuable than anything else. Slipcover. Speaking of slipcovers, we got the slipcover for VFW. And I just got this a couple days ago. I think right now we're heading into the couple days ago pile. VFW, it stars the man, Stephen Lang, and that's the only reason I bought it, because it has the man, Stephen Lang. I guess Stephen Lang is going through full circle playing military characters. He played George Pickett in Gettysburg. He played Thomas Stonewall Jackson in Gods and Generals, the movie that we cannot talk about because it's hated. And now he moved to Avatar, where he played the villain, and now he's here. So this is Jackson in retirement, I suppose. In actuality, I heard a little bit about it. Apparently, it's about a group of veterans in a VFW that hold out against a bunch of gang members who storm it for some girl who has drugs or something. I don't know. It sounds like a Assault on Precinct 13, but set in VFW, and it has the man, Stephen Lang. So you gotta have that. I got both Hunger Games, Mockingjay, parts 1 and 2. Did I do that right? Yeah, part 1 and 2. The Hunger Games, probably the first book to movie franchise that was trying to become the next Harry Potter, and it's still going on. Every young adult fiction gets made into movies, and they're trying to make the next Harry Potter franchise, and it just ain't working. I've watched the first two Hunger Games. I saw part 1 of Mockingjay only once on TV, and I never got to see part 2. I'll be perfectly honest with the Hunger Games. I liked it growing up as a kid, but now in retrospective, I still think they're fun books for teenagers to read, but they're not for me anymore. My favorite of the trilogy or quadrilogy for movies was Catching Fire. I felt with the Hunger Games movies, the first one, everybody was really stilted in their roles. Nobody knew what they were doing. The second one, everybody was finally in their roles. They knew what they were doing. And, well, my problem with Mockingjay Part 1 is, I'll just say it now, the first half of Mockingjay is very, very boring in book form. And I remember when I heard that they were split into 2 movies. I'm like, why? It's only like 400 pages. You don't need 2. If you break it into 1 movie, it'll be very action-packed. Don't split the boring half up. All it is Katniss whining about PETA for half a book. Don't want that. I want the fun stuff in this one. So we'll see if it redeems itself. Plus, the Hunger Games franchise has the redeeming factor of having the great one, Donald Sutherland. And to finish off, this is where we reach the point of me paying way too much money for something. Rising of the Shield Hero. Yep, got it right. Parts 1 and 2. I got it backwards there. So, I think was it just part 2, or did the whole season get released the other day on Blu-ray? Anyways, this is what is called an impulse buy during apocalypse. Don't do this, folks. There's about there's about $80 in my hands right now. Funimation, you just took Crunchyroll. You just took my money. Well, both of them took my money. You could tell by my shirt that I am a Rising of the Shield Hero fan. I will say my thoughts on that till reviews someday. I will say I'm a little worried about Season 2, actually. I've read a little bit ahead in like the Wikipedia of Rising of the Shield Hero. I'm a little worried. It doesn't seem like... It seems like it's going off track to what I thought this was going to be about. So hopefully Season 2 and 3 prove that I'm wrong. But I like Season 1. One of my favorite animes of the last year, so I gotta have that in the collection. And that concludes May's media hunting update, whatever you want to call this video. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, I do media collecting, as you can see here. That is titled as Whole Wall Media. I also do unboxings and histories of various items in my history or junk collection, which is right below my feet in the history room. That'll be highlighted on Artifact Highlight. You can also watch my animated construction paper battle maps that are known as Construction Paper Battlefield. I go into histories. I try to focus on forgotten battles, but I do popular battles as well. And I do a bunch of other random videos here and there. So if any of that interests you, be sure to subscribe to Redoubt Productions and support the channel. We will be seeing you in the next video, whenever that occurs. Hopefully the world's still around by then.